Hello ladies and gentlemen, chess is a game where you have to see what is going to happen next, detect what relations are established with each new move and detect the qualities of each of our pieces and the opponents. Chess and football are very similar and some techniques can easily be put into practice with the other. They are unpredictable and very complex games, then make yourself comfortable and listen up. But before we get into all the details, click subscribe and turn on the notifications bell, now you won't miss anything.
African Chess Academy. Creating a difference.
Okay, let's begin. First we will have a look at 3 basic chess tactics and principles and how they have been used in football. 1. Domination of the central area. In chess, domination of the central squares, e4, d4, e5 and d5 is considered paramount to establishing control of the board. The more pieces one has attacking those squares helps ensure superiority and gain a foothold in that area. Football is not dissimilar in this sense. Controlling the center of the pitch is often one of the most important parts of any tactical plan. This can be done as a variety of ways, but here's a look at just 2 examples, from a couple of the best tactical minds today, Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola.
African Chess Academy. Creating a difference.
Jurgen Klopp is a German professional football manager and former player who is the manager of Premier League club Liverpool. He is widely regarded as one of the best managers in the world. Klopp is a notable proponent of gegenpressing, whereby the team, after losing possession, immediately attempts to win back possession, rather than falling back to regroup. The gegenpressing is highly applied during Liverpool club. It's well known that most of Liverpool's chance creation comes from the wide areas in the form of their fullbacks, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson, pushing high and wide. However, the reason they are able to achieve this is through their domination of the central areas, which creates space out wide for the fullbacks. Liverpool's 4-3-3 shape becomes a 2-3-5 in possession, with fullbacks pushing up and the wingers coming inside. This front 5 then becomes staggered, rather than flat, with Roberto Firmino 9, dropping deep to join the midfield, creating a 4-man midfield. This ensures that Liverpool will almost always have at least a man advantage in the middle. It is also difficult for opposition defenders to track his run, given that Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane, 10 and 11, are looking to make diagonal runs into central areas. A potential counter to this strategy is to go man for man with a midfield diamond, but teams are wary to employ such a strategy for fear of leaving the wide players open. This effective block of 6 players in an advanced central area thus helps create space for the fullbacks, who are reliable creators of high-quality chances. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Pep Guardiola is a Spanish professional football manager and former player, who is the current manager of Premier League club Manchester City. He is often considered to be one of the greatest managers of all time and holds the record for the most consecutive league games won in La Liga, the Bundesliga and the Premier League. Pep Guardiola is generally credited as the brain behind tiki-taka, while Liverpool push their fullbacks high and wide, with the wingers almost playing as strikers. Manchester City and Guardiola do the opposite. Very often, we see that City's fullbacks, Kyle Walker and João Cancelo, 2 and 27, tuck into the midfield area, while the wingers hug the touchline, looking to stretch the opposition defense, essentially transforming from a 4-3-3 to a 2-3-2-3 in the build-up phase of play. Another key difference between the 2 teams here is that while Liverpool looked to create the central superiority high up the pitch, City do it a bit deeper, to draw the opposition onto them before cutting through. That five-man midfield that has been created can constantly circulate the ball before finding an opening to progress it forward. Of course, there are other ways to control the center, even for less possession-dependent sides. A side like Burnley, who sit deep and narrow, forcing their opposition out wide, are controlling the center even without the ball because they know that their defenders are well equipped to deal with deliveries from the wide areas.
African Chess Academy. Creating a difference.
2. Pinning. The above picture highlights the basic concept of a pin. The white bishop is threatening the black knight, which cannot move as that would lead to the king being in check. So, the bishop has essentially pinned the knight to that square. While there is no direct footballing analog for the pin, the concept is extremely useful in its application, especially when a team is pushing forward on the break. In the above situation, the red team has just cleared the blue team's corner, and are now looking to launch a counter-attack, with number 6 carrying the ball forward. In this scenario, the red number 11 has an extremely vital role to play. He needs to choose which direction to make a run in, and the best decision would be to make the one indicated by the red arrow. This will enable him to take the blue number 4 with him, as he cannot be left free. Even if the pass does not come, it opens up a dribbling lane for number 6. In this instance, as the blue 4 cannot move away from the red 11, thus leaving him free, he has basically been pinned to cutting off a specific avenue of attack, which is the fundamental concept of the chess maneuver.
African Chess Academy. Creating a difference.
3. Forking. The concept of forking is a weapon that is often used in chess to force one's opponent into making a difficult choice, or to ensure the capture of an opposition piece, as illustrated above. The black knight is attacking both the king, placing it in check, and threatening the rook at the same time. In this case, white has no choice but to move the king out of check, leading to the loss of the rook. In another position, this knight could be attacking, say, a rook and a bishop simultaneously, in which case white would have to choose which piece to save and which one to sacrifice. This is something we've seen before, in Guardiola's all-conquering Barcelona. It isn't immediately evident, but the consistent creation of passing triangles in midfield overloads is an example of the concept of the fork being applied practically. This was Barcelona's general build-up shape under Guardiola. The integration of the goalkeeper as an outfielder and the positioning of the players across the pitch, in particular the number 6 dropping between the center-backs, the number 9 coming short and the full-backs advancing high, enabled this team to create triangles all over the pitch, with the most potent ones being those out wide and the central one formed by numbers 8, 9 and 11, who were usually Xavi, Andres Iniesta and Lionel Messi. This system ensured that the player in possession of the ball always had at least 2 short passing options, which is not dissimilar to how the fork works. With the 2 avenues of attack available, opposition defenders would have to choose which player to close down, leading to the other one being free to receive the ball. Again, this particular system is not the only way in which a fork can be used. Coaches can of course choose to try and create specific scenarios in specific areas of the pitch, such as in the defensive or attacking third, depending on whether they want to play out from the back or want their team to be more clinical when it comes to the final ball. Going forward, the 3 theories outlined here are merely a drop in the ocean that is the game of chess. There are countless other plans and strategies that can be adapted into football. This article should probably be treated as a primer of sorts, a piece to pique the interest of enthusiasts and those far more well-versed in both these disciplines than this. So have you learned the relationship between chess and football? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to give us a like and click subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be updated.